What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. What's up, guys? Welcome to another quickie. It's a Thursday night, and I'm your host, JJT. Of course, with us, Komish.
Yes.
How's the day? How's the good news today? There's good news.
What's the good news?
Well, the good news is Anthony Davis played. And
Yes.
the bad news is...
The Lakers lost.
Well, not only that, because we don't care about that in fantasy, but we had some lineups where we weren't able to play Anthony Davis.
Yes, and he played very well. So I guess the injury is really just a stinger. That's good news. Really good news. Still bad news that they lost. Can't believe they lost to OKC. But the good news is looks like AD missed time. But it's worrying that LeBron missed a game again. That's the second straight game he did not play. So I don't know if they're just being silent about the injury.
I think they are more. They can afford to be more cautious.
I can't say they can afford if they lose. If they lost to OKC, I guess they didn't expect to lose. Maybe that's the right term. They didn't expect to lose. Let's see if he still doesn't play the next game. It's gonna be worrying for LeBron owners because when he played, he did not play that well already to begin with. He played very well at his first game, and after that, he kind of slowed down. And maybe the body is not 100%. So we have to see if he plays the next game.
Yeah, and I think without him, the winners here are, of course, the Russell Westbrook owners. For 2 straight games, he's been, giving out some good numbers, counting numbers at least.
Quadruple double today.
Yes, and it's a classic Russell Westbrook line.
Where do you think he's ranked right now? Guessing after all these things, after 5 games.
50s?
No, he's 83rd.
Okay,
he's 83rd. And that's with 2 back-to-back major triple doubles already. The shooting is still bad, and the turnovers really bad. So, but we'll take it instead of 8.7 rebounds, 6 assists, and then 7 turnovers. This is still better, right?
Yeah. I mean, as long as he gives you the counting numbers, and that's where maybe when you get Russell Westbrook, that's what you expect. You don't expect him to be very efficient, but you expect him to have those numbers, like the triple-double numbers.
My tip is if you have Russell Westbrook, KPJ becomes much more, acceptable, right? Because
on the same team.
Yes, on the same team. So if you don't have KPJ, you have Russell Westbrook, or if you have KPJ, you don't have Russell Westbrook. Maybe you have to think about it. Maybe you have to think like, well, I just get all these players because if you remove turnovers, if you remove field goal, these guys are not bad. Like Russell Westbrook, if this is 8 categories, it's not bad. He even had 2 3-pointers today. So that's just how you adjust on the fly. Maybe you didn't expect to do this, but you're seeing how KPJ is giving you turnovers. Get him, pair him with Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, right? That's one thing on how to go about that. And I'm sure KPJ owners would love to let him go for the right price.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, having 6 turnovers per game is not really fun. When your other players are not really turning the ball over so much, right?
You can get KPJ for cheap and pair him with Russell Westbrook if you don't have him, because the owners are fed up with him for sure.
Yeah. So again, good news on Anthony Davis front. He continues to play and he continues to play well, and he's one of the late first round picks that is performing well, together with the likes of Trae Young and Paul George. Trae
Young is number 11. this year. Paul George, of course, he dropped. He's not number 1, number 2 or 3. So as we said, those guys were picked 12th, 13th, 14th, something like that. So I guess a lot of leaders, winners in fantasy right now, or league leaders are those who pick 12th, 13th, 14th because they were able to get these players who are performing really well.
Yeah, and speaking of players that have been drafted earlier than these guys, Joel Embiid has a problematic knee as always.
It's a meniscus tear, reportedly. Still the same one as the playoffs. The good news is, I guess, for a big guy, tear in the meniscus sometimes isn't as... It hurts, but, you can play through it. I remember, I'll just share a story. I remember, I don't know if the international viewers know the guy, but there's a basketball player in the PBA before, Bonel Balingit. He's big, and he had an ACL tear, but he didn't know about it because he's so huge. So I guess maybe Embiid's situation is like that. That's why he can play through the tear, because maybe he's so big.
Yeah,
so,
but
right?
again, being as the fragile big man that he is, I think owners would definitely be worried about Embiid at this point. I mean,
we're just well.
We're just 5 games into the season.
He's not playing well.
Yeah,
and he's
so
not
maybe
playing
it'd
well.
be wiser for Philly to rest him, or maybe he just misses Ben Simmons.
The report said he's waiting for Ben Simmons. He's playing because there's no Ben Simmons. If Ben Simmons plays, he will rest. So I don't know if the Embiid owners should pray that Ben Simmons doesn't come back, or maybe a trade will not happen, because if a trade happens and they get a star, as I said, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid might decide to rest the knee. But maybe that's also better, because he's really not moving well. His stats are down all across the board. He's not average double figures rebounding, and then his field goal is down. So, maybe that's also for good. Maybe rest it 1 week.
Yeah.
So,
yep. And I'm sure the owners wouldn't mind. Although maybe rest him for a week or 2, then get him back healthier, better, right? You can survive 2 weeks. Don't just don't get yourself blown out. Like, don't get yourself into a 1-8 hole or a 2-7 hole, and then you'll be fine. Like a 3-6 loss, you'll take it, or a 4-5.
Yes,
even better, right? So
yes.
So yeah, I think it might be best if Joel Embiid rest a bit before heading into the deeper into the fantasy season. Another big man who got hurt today, Daniel Gafford.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure we still don't know the extent of the injury, but
Montrezl Harrell said he's gonna play tomorrow. They have a back-to-back. They have a game tomorrow, and Montrezl Harrell said Gafford will be ready tomorrow. I don't know if how accurate that is, or maybe just Harrell be. But he said he's okay. He's gonna play tomorrow. And then there's another report that said that he's gonna get an MRI, and then another report said that he's fine. So I don't know what it is, but I would be shocked if he plays tomorrow. But I was shocked AD played today, so we'll never know with this.
We'll never
with these
know.
Injuries.
We'll never
but
know.
The winner is Harrell.
Yeah.
If Gafford doesn't play, Harrell, like what he did today, 25 and 11 and 2 blocks.
Yep.
And 10 out of 13 field goal. I mean, that's old vintage. Well, actually, even better than the old Harrell.
Yep.
Right?
Definitely.
So,
and, having Harrell there performing like that would definitely be a welcome sight for owners, because those are, I guess, better numbers than what that Gafford is giving.
Yes, those numbers are better than what Gafford is giving.
Right? I mean, Gafford is a little bit disappointing in the sense that the rebounds aren't there.
Yes, agree.
The blocks aren't as consistent, but we're not as worried because what we wanted from Gafford are really the blocks mostly, and some of the rebounds. But if Harrell plays the way he played today, that's better than Harrell numbers. If he gets those blocks and those rebounds, double in points and rebounds.
When we said pick Harrell late in the draft, my reasoning was you cannot get a player who could give you doubles that late. A big man, a center eligible player that at the 120s range that can give you a double-double. And that's what he's doing right now. But the blocks, I don't think it's sustainable. He's never been a shot blocker. So maybe there's a fluky stats. But still, double-double late the draft. I mean, that's good.
Yeah, so I think Harold, if Harold is still there in your waiver wire for some reason,
I don't think so.
You should get him already. But of course, we'll have to wait and see the actual news on the Gafford end. Malcolm Brogdon, we were just talking about this guy yesterday.
Well, yeah, maybe I could see it coming
from
afar.
FBW jinx.
No, I could see it because he's playing 40 minutes a game. That's too much for a guy who already has. Last year, he hurt his hamstring. By the way, it was just the other hamstring. Right now, it's the other hamstring, and I don't know. Rick Carlisle just loves his starters. I mean, not all the starters, but he likes Brogdon and Duarte. So he's been overplaying them, and this happens. So the problem is hamstrings. Of course, it's tricky.
Yep.
We don't know how
We've
long.
Seen how James Harden was last year, right?
Oh yes, and I'm kind of worried because I was thinking of trading him for DeRozan. I actually had a deal already, but I decided not to go through with it. Now I'm kind of worried already because I might not have Brogdon for quite a while. I would be shocked if he's there next week. I would think this is a multi-week thing, but let's see. It's still early in the season.
Hopefully we get a good timeline, right? The difficult part for some managers is that the timeline is not clear. Like we don't have a 2-week, 3-week timeline. At least if we know it's 3 weeks, at least we can prepare for it.
That won't happen. Indiana, remember last year's playoff when
and
Sabonis...
hamstrings are tricky.
Except, isn't Sabonis injury last year also a hamstring injury in the playoffs? And then they were just saying he's practicing, he's doing this, he's doing that, but he never played in the playoffs. So
all right, I remember that. Yeah,
he never came back, and they were just saying he's ready, he's closer, but he never came back.
Yeah.
So with Brogdon, I'm sure they would be putting questionable, but we'll be guessing until when the game starts if he's gonna play or not. The good thing is there's an IL plus right now, so you can put him there.
Yep, and that's the benefits of having the IL plus there.
Yes.
And I've used a lot. There are a lot of benefits of the IL plus, like right if there are late game scratches, you can add them already to the IL plus and maybe add another player depending on your settings, right? Right before the game. Those are 3 major injuries that happened today, or at least that were reported today. Zion Williamson, we had the report, still injured. He looks a little slimmer with the picture that was shown a while ago during the game.
I think he's getting closer because they're gonna make a scan next week to see where it is, how the injury is progressing. He's already playing basketball against the Ghost and Air and Wind. 1-0. No contact, but maybe
a month away.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
a month away.
Maybe a month away.
Add a little conditioning there. I think a month away.
A month away, then gets injured after another month. So maybe
hopefully
something
not.
like that.
Hopefully not. Zion Williamson updates there. Now let's first talk about some worry players. So we used to talk more about the feel good players, but some of the worry players we have on our list, some of them are not in the write-up that was written a while ago, but this morning. But LaMelo Ball is one. Are you worried about LaMelo?
No. I'm disappointed because I expect from LaMelo, but I'm not too worried because even he's ranked 20. He's still top 20. Given everything that's happened, he's still top 20 because he's averaging 19, 5, 6, 2 steals, 3 3-pointers, and perfect from the free throw line. So he's top 20. But the worry is the minutes. I don't know why he's only averaging 28 minutes. There's no foul trouble. There's no nothing. But I don't know who's their coach. But their coach loves Borrego. Borrego loves Ish Smith somehow. Ish Smith has been getting a lot of minutes. So I don't know if that will increase, but I'm sure it will go back to 30 something. I guess my worry is the minutes.
Yeah, but he hasn't, stats wise, he hasn't been as good as his first game, or at least not even
Yes.
close to that first game showing that he had, and that worries.
The so far this year he has not played more than 30 minutes except the last game, which was I think an overtime game. That's the only time he played 33 minutes. But before that, it's all been 24, 26, 29. So the stats are there. The stats are there. Even today, the shots did not fall today, but the stats, the assists, the rebounds, the steals, they're there. It's just that if he gets 35 to 36 minutes, imagine how much higher this would be. So for me, this is actually a buy low moment for me. So that's what I think.
Yeah, and we still don't know the impact of Rozier coming back
Yeah, that's
with
true.
that. But hopefully he gets more minutes. I'm not sure why. Maybe Ish is a veteran
Playing
player
well, yeah.
playing well as well. And of course, Ish is a very efficient player. He doesn't turn the
There,
ball over too much. He doesn't
yes,
make ill-advised shots. He doesn't take ill-advised shots. The percentages are really good. So maybe that's one reason.
there are a lot of there are a lot of point guards like that. As a coach, you love point guards like Ishmael, these point George Hill, these point guards that are, just solid, steady, won't turn the ball over
Won't
much.
hurt
So
you.
maybe that's the reason. But I don't expect it to last. I don't expect it to last.
Another player who we are worried about, Miles Turner. I'm not worried. I'm not even
Miles,
surprised. This is how Miles is.
but again, why is he playing 22 minutes a game? It doesn't make sense. There's no foul trouble. Also, Goga is not getting a lot of minutes, so Miles should be playing much more. Should be playing much more minutes. He played. Here's his minutes: 26, 44, 16, 14, 22. That's his minutes this year. And the 44 minutes, that's the one he scored 40 points and 10
Yeah.
rebounds. That's the game. So he was so hot that Rick Carlisle could not bench him. But the other games, 22, 14, 16. I mean, what's happening? What's going on with Miles? And this makes him even harder to own because in less minutes, he doesn't rebound as much already in a lot of minutes. What more in less minutes, right?
Yeah.
So there.
So yeah, well, hopefully, of course, the teammate as well is Domantas Sabonis is another worry player
Yes.
for us. So there are pretty much like the whole starting five are pretty much worry players for
Yes.
Indiana. Pretty much the whole.
Brogdon is
Brogdon. Yesterday we talked about Duarte with Levert coming back.
and
Miles Turner, then now Sabonis. Uh,
Sabonis had only 4 attempts. Had only 4 attempts today in 30 something minutes.
Maybe he was
That's
trying to
weird.
pass.
Well, he had I think 5 assists or whatever. I don't know. Duarte is taking all the shots. He's the number one in attempts for the team. So maybe they want Duarte to be their star player, but I don't I don't understand what's happening. But Indiana is not looking good. They had a lot of injuries today. Although Levert is coming back, that's good. But they still have a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Miles Turner, I'll generally stay away. Buy low in a sense. If you really can buy low, then okay, maybe a really low offer. Maybe
There's I think there was a trade that was asked in one of the group chats about Miles Turner. It's a 2-for-1 trade. Miles Turner for Ricky Rubio and another low end kind of guy. I forgot who it is, but Will Barton. So Miles Turner for Ricky Rubio and Will Barton. And they were asking if it was a fair trade.
That's an interesting trade. That's interesting.
Right? But if you look at it, what I said was that, this could be a needs-based kind of trade. I mean, other than blocks, Rubio and Barton probably wins the rest of the stats, like even the rebounding, the assist, the scoring, the threes. So I think it was fair in that sense. If you need the blocks, then if you look at the rankings, then that might seem an unfair trade or not even a fair trade, but still, it's really more about the needs, right?
Well, actually, if you look at the rankings, it's even lopsided for the Rubio side because Rubio and
Yeah.
Barton are ranked higher than even if you rank higher than Miles Turner.
I mean,
Maybe
if
if
you
you
look
look
at the name value of Miles Turner in terms of his pre-draft rankings and all,
pre-draft rankings, yeah, pre-draft rankings. That's where it's
because
lopsided.
rankings now are still a little bit skewed because we just have a few sample size, but the current rankings. But you could say that maybe the other managers selling high on Barton and Rubio, but for me, I think that Rubio Barton side still wins a lot more categories than Miles Turner.
Yeah, we can debate who wins, but the key thing there, I think it's a fair trade.
Yep.
It's a fair trade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting. One interesting trade that we get to discuss as well in one of our group chats. Other worry player, Bam Adebayo is another worry player. It's annoying. I have Bam in one of our leagues, the Dynasty League, and he's good for the rebounding. He's like Kevin Love.
Well, actually, he's worse than Kevin Love because he doesn't shoot 3-pointers. Yeah. I mean, the prime Kevin Love, the prime Kevin Love. Not
the defensive stats aren't there. That's what annoys me. And the assists, some of the assists. I mean, I don't mind having like 2-3 assists per game, but some defense, please.
So far, it's been 4 games though, so small sample size. But last year, he was 1.1 steals, 1.2 blocks. This year, he has only 1 block total in 4 games. He has only 3 steals total in 4 games. So those things, I don't know if it's coming back. But if he gets 1 steal, 1 block, at least he should be top 40, top 30. But the problem is he doesn't shoot 3-pointers. That's a 0 for you.
Yeah.
If he doesn't give you the assists, that's another 0 for you. Last year he was top 20 because of averaging 5 assists a game. The 1.2 steals, 1.2 blocks. Those are the reasons. And this year, how many assists does he have? 6 assists in 4 games. 0 today. I read somewhere in Twitter that if this is gonna be Bamba will be ranked higher than Bam by the year's end. Do you agree with that?
Because the rankings pay, they give a high premium on the blocks, right? So if
Correct.
Bamba would continue blocking or consistently block 2 shots a game,
yeah,
that's already a big plus for him. And then he shoots threes, he rebounds. The only advantage of Bam maybe would be the points.
So you agree
more points.
that
if
Bam
this is the rate that he will be doing, I mean, if he won't average one block per game or 1 steal per game, it's pretty much Bamba numbers.
Yes, but for me, I agree with that. But I also say that I will still want to own.
Yeah, of course.
Than Bamba.
Of course.
Right. That's
I think more important. We'll still take our chances with Bam Adebayo, right?
Yes.
Than Mo Bamba.
Well, this could be because of Kyle Lowry. This could be a small sample size. This could be anything.
This could be adjustment as well. I haven't really watched Miami games, but so far, from the looks of it, it has been all Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero. So at least stats wise, right? Those two are the beneficiaries mostly of the category stats. So we'll see. It's still early. Hope he gets the defensive stats. For me, I just wanted some defensive stats. A lot more defensive stats. Jaylen Brown, he started 1 out of 11?
Yeah, something like that. I watched the game because I was so irritated when I saw 1 out of 11. I tuned into the game. I said, I have to watch this. What's happening? And there's an issue between Jaylen Brown and Ime Udoka, by the way. They had a shouting match during shoot-around because Ime Udoka called out Jaylen Brown, said that he lacked effort and everything in front of everybody. So I don't know what's up with that. because Jaylen Brown has always been known to be a leader of the team, to be high character. So I'm shocked with that. But maybe that was a reason why he seemed not into the game.
Yeah, and that's the risk of having new coaches, right? From the fantasy perspective, that's one of the
Yes.
drawbacks of having new coaches. I mean, new in the sense that these are first-time head coaches, right? Udoka is a first-time head coach in the NBA.
Yes. Yes.
So it's not like a new coach who coached like a Carlisle or other coaches who just switch teams, right? You know what to expect somehow, but with this type of coaching change, we don't know, right? So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've always believed that at the end of chaos, there's always peace, and
There
it
you
will
go.
be the betterment of
There you
the
go.
it will be for the betterment of the team and for the players. So as long as they don't, they don't do a Ben Simmons here or a Kyrie Irving, then we're still good. We're still good.
Okay. I
Uh,
hope so.
yeah. So hopefully Jaden picks it up. At least he finished what 4 out of 13. Am
13
I right?
points. Yeah,
No,
4 out of
four out of
13.
13.
Yeah, 4 out of 13, 4 points, 13 points, 4 rebounds.
Yeah.
That's
So
it. That's it.
at least
Yeah,
there's that.
at least there's 13 points. He's
Uh,
been alternating good and bad games, so maybe the next game would be a big one. Let's
yeah.
see.
So let's just look at the bright side there. Jalen Suggs, another favorite rookie of ours that
A lot
hasn't
of people are
really
asking us about Jalen Suggs. What to
about
do? Well, what would you do with Jalen Suggs? Do you own
uh
Jalen Suggs?
yeah, I have some Jalen Suggs,
Okay, so
and
what are you
I
doing?
was
What
actually
are you doing?
initially planning because I in one of our leagues I needed a guard because Malcolm Brogdon went down, and he is
Okay.
one of two of my point guards. So I just had 2 point guards there, and I just lost one. So now I have one, and I'm looking for a low end point guard just to help the positional players. So I was looking to buy into some Jaden Suggs, maybe throw in some low end players there like DFS or someone I picked up from the wire.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to hold him in the sense that if you are a team who values the efficiency, like the field goal and the turnovers, it would, he can kill you on those stats.
Yes, yes. I mean, I agree. I'm still holding is a rookie point guard, and it's always toughest for rookies that are point guards because the adjustment period would be longer, would be tougher for them. So I'm giving him a couple more weeks, maybe. It's just not even the end of week 2, not even full weeks.
I mean, the other counting stats aren't as bad.
Yeah,
It's just the
yeah.
field goal. You could it could be better, the counting stats, but it's not as good, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
not, but you can live with it. Maybe I could still hold on with these counting stats, but the field goal is just bad. I mean, he has some steals here and there. He can block shots. So it's just the efficiencies that's gonna kill.
If the field goals go up to 40%, I guess that would be better. Right now it's 20 something percent, so it's really bad.
Yeah.
But I think he should be better than this. He's
So
not
now,
really this bad.
do you feel Jalen Suggs would end the season higher still than Cole Anthony? Because Cole Anthony's been really hot.
Um, I think yes. I still think Jalen Suggs will end up higher than Cole Anthony when it's all said and done. I believe Jalen Suggs is the better player. I still believe he's the better player. I'm not hating on Cole Anthony. He's our buy player today. But I just think that when it's time to tank, that's when they're going to go to Jalen Suggs more. And then when Jalen Suggs gets the adjustment already, he's gonna play better. So yeah, I think Jalen Suggs will end up higher.
Yeah, and you talked about Cole Anthony being one of our buy players. Right now, who would you rather have? Are you still buying the current success of Cole Anthony?
I'm getting Cole Anthony. If he's available, I'm getting him. Not 7 rebounds a game is not, as a point guard, not something easy to do. He counting stats is really good. I mean, he has 5 assists. He's shooting 3-pointers. Even if he's not shooting well, he's like a baby, maybe Russell Westbrook or an inefficient point guard, but gets the counting stats. And if you get him in free from the waiver, why not? Right? Why not?
I don't think at this point you'll see any
yeah,
Anthony's there.
But if there's still possible.
But here's the thing, I'm looking, like I said, I'm looking to get a point guard, and the manager I'm eyeing a point guard from has both Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs, and those are his lowest end point guards. I mean, those are the point guards that not too high, not too low. I mean, they're not very high in terms of if he wants to ask something from my player. So I'm thinking if I should ask for Cole Anthony or Jalen Suggs.
I think Cole Anthony. At this point, Cole Anthony for the short term would be better. It's tough to hold Jalen Suggs for the next few weeks. Jalen Suggs is a couple of months away. So I think you better get a better player now, get the wins, get your team better, because by the time Suggs develops, maybe you're out of the playoff picture if you don't fix your team right.
Yeah. So that's a dilemma that I'm trying to put in here into our daily quickie, as I was looking into my roster this morning, and after Brogdon went down, other bye players, Kevin Love, his favorite. Let's give some love to Kevin Love.
Double-double, didn't shoot well, but still have double-double. He's been averaging 20-something minutes, getting a role like Ricky Rubio, ravishing Ricky. Both of them have been very, very good for this Cleveland team. I'm shocked. They're the leaders. You could see in the bench they're leaders, and they're trying to encourage the young ones. So 14 team, yeah, he's ranked in the top 150. So yeah, 14 team, he should be added.
Yeah, and Cleveland is surprisingly not a bad team.
Yes. You know what's shocking? Kevin Love is not even giving you 3-pointers.
Just rebounding and posting up, right?
And scoring. He's 0.6 3-pointers this year. He's not even shooting a lot.
And even players like Markkanen, who used to chuck up 3-pointers, every now and then, are not really so trigger happy in shooting 3-pointers.
Yes,
they're trying to take advantage of their length,
their height. Yes, exactly. That's what they did with the Clippers. They out rebounded them 2 times 2. I think 45, 20 something by the time the fourth quarter was started. So they were really just dominating the paint, and because they were huge, they were really big,
and they have the personnel to do it. Like Kevin Love is, although he shoots threes, he's still a good post-up player.
Yes, right? And Evan Mobley so long, and he's been guarding the perimeter, guarding them well. So
same with Markkanen.
Yes, Cleveland is not bad. Not bad.
So yeah, Kevin Love is one of our bye players. Jared Vanderbilt started today for Josh Okogie. And so this adds length to the starting 5 of the Timberwolves. But this could be a one-time thing. Aren't they against Milwaukee today?
Yes, they were against Milwaukee. And Chris Finch said that it's a matchup thing. He would not say that he would do it again consistently. But Vanderbilt did well. So maybe just gave himself more minutes, even if he doesn't start. So monitor that. If he starts, no brainer, he should be added. Yeah. But we have to monitor the next few games first.
Yep. And for some reason, everyone adjusts when they go up against Giannis and the Bucks. They go big.
Well, they're the champions.
Yeah, and of course, because Giannis is a pretty big matchup problem as well.
Yes.
So people want to get the opponents want to get bigger or longer against him. Nicholas Batum played.
Nicholas Batum, yes, and
played
he started.
Well. I think he had 16 points and made 3 3-pointers.
Right? Yes. Yes.
Is
He
he an
played.
ad now for a
Yeah.
14 team?
Yes, I think so for a 14 team. Marcus Morris is still out indefinitely. He's just, starting to take some shots, but his knee, they're trying to strengthen it, trying to make it 100% before he comes back. So without him, Batum will be the lone power forward actually, and Justice
Yeah.
Winslow. So come on, Batum is gonna play a lot more minutes, and then last year he was really good. He was
Yep.
really good, and it's the same system, the same team basically without
Yeah.
Kawhi.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's an ad. He's an ad.
Cody Martin, without Terry Rozier, has been getting lots of minutes and has been contributing. Cody
Yeah.
Martin is one of the playoff players last year who was helpful in some playoff teams.
Mm-hmm.
He can contribute across the board.
Yes.
Can rebound, can score, can defend. So lots of contributions you can get from him. And then Jalen McDaniels as well from Charlotte.
Because PJ Washington is out.
Yep.
So if PJ remains out, then Jalen might have short-term value.
Yeah. And
Sorry, PJ owners.
yeah. And I guess, if Jalen plays the way he plays, PJ Washington could easily be a very droppable player here if they still don't give him those minutes that he needs.
Yes, that's
because Jalen pretty much is another PJ Washington, right?
true. Yeah. He is also a defensive guy. He's
Can shoot
undersized.
threes.
Can shoot threes. Yeah.
So yeah, Jalen McDaniels and Davis Bertans.
This is
3-point specialist.
This is if
Deeper
Gafford,
leagues, I guess. If
yes,
Gafford is out.
If Gafford is out, if Gafford will be out for a long while, then maybe Bertans can get some value. It's been terrible, but he will
He's
at
not
least get.
rosterable. I mean, he hasn't been rosterable.
Yes, but
year.
at least he will get some minutes, hopefully. So let's see.
Yeah, and lastly, some of our feel good players. We'll just run through them quickly. We talked about Anthony Davis. We talked about a little bit about Trae Young. But two players who turned it around after being talked about by lots of managers, Fred VanVleet and Shea, Gilgeous Alexander, and even DeAndre Ayton, I guess.
DeAndre Ayton, yes.
We also had a short discussion about Ayton's struggles early on. Maybe it was the contract and all, but so far, right now, in today's game, he played well. So these three players, hopefully they got it. This could be a start for them.
FVV, I'm confident he's turned it around. He's top 30 already, back to top 30. He's trending up. SGA better, but not still want to sell. Not shooting the ball well. No defensive stats. So I'd rather have somebody else still, but at least he's doing well. And the last one, Ayton, I think he's gonna be same as last year.
Yeah,
I think
Ayton is a solid, quiet contributor
and durable.
Yeah, and there we go again. I don't want to jinx anyone, but yeah, he is that. D'Angelo Russell. Lastly, we talked about him the other day as one of our worry players. If you want your players to turn it around, tell it to us. We'll talk about them. They might, look at these guys: Fred VanVleet, Shea, D'Angelo Russell. But if you want to jinx some of your opponents, you can also ask us to talk about them in the feel good section. And there's
true.
There's this ongoing thing where we talk about players and they just do the reverse after a few games, right? After being talked about. But D'Lo, he'll have these kinds of games. He'll have good games and bad games. I think that's
exactly
where his value lies right at this point. I mean, he's not the Brooklyn D'Lo that you would expect.
Yeah, agree.
So yeah, he'll have this. The level of D'Lo right now is probably the level of Kyle Lowry.
I'd rather have Lowry.
Yeah, but it's also worrying about Lowry's stats right now. 8 points, 9 assists. Not too bad, but you don't, not the type of numbers you would expect for your starting point guard. I guess.
That's true. Lowry's a
Uh,
buy low, by the way.
So yeah. So if you might want to try out or get that Lowry as well, at least a lower end buy low, because we've been talking about the higher end buy lows. By the way, Zach LaVine has an injury, though it's not in his shooting hands, so we still don't know. But yeah, that can be another player who might take a few rests here and there from time to time.
He said he's gonna play through it, but if it's a pain tolerance issue, he's gonna play through it. But he's still asking doctors if he can make it worse by playing. If he can make it worse by playing, then he's gonna do surgery. So let's wait for more. But the last I heard, he's gonna play through it.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. And that came in as a surprise, like late last night.
Yes.
Right?
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. We didn't really expect any of those reports there. All right. So that's it for our daily quickie. We thank you again for listening. Hopefully you make this your daily fantasy habit. If you haven't, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Fantasy Benchwarmers, and of course to our Spotify. You can follow us there, and maybe in your Apple Podcast you could write us a review, or in our Facebook page as well. So yeah, we'll see you again tomorrow, guys. Oh, by the way, we'll be moving the weekly Q&A maybe to the Sunday, because I won't be available tomorrow. So we'll try it for this week Sunday, and then probably next week we'll do it on a weekday. All right, that's it. And we'll see you again tomorrow, guys. Bye.
Bye.